Tito Ortiz is without a doubt one of the most iconic fighters in the sport of mixed martial arts. He holds the records for having the most fights ever in the UFC, as well as the most consecutive light heavyweight title defenses. As he prepares for the last fight of his UFC career, we join him in Big Bear, California to talk about the past, the present, and what the future has in store for him after he steps away from the octagon. How much would you say, at the beginning of your career or throughout your career, how much would you say Dana White contributed to your success as a young fighter?
As a young fighter, 50% of it, just because he put my level to a higher standard when it was the income I got, pay-per-view and so forth like that. And I was watching what he was doing and I was learning. I was learning really, really well. And he helped me out a lot. I was the champion at the time and he came to my house, my apartment, and he says, "I'm going to be your manager and I'll do some great things for you." And I was like, kind of second guessing at first. I talked to a couple of my buddies, like, "Dude, he's a good dude." I was like, "Okay." I said, "All right, I'll give you the chance, let's do it." And I remember being in his office in Las Vegas and being on the phone with Bob Meyerowitz and saying, "This kid deserves this and that. He's better than the other guys you have. He's good on the mic. He's flashy. He's very entertaining. This is what we want. This is what he deserves. If you don't like it, we'll go somewhere else." And he hung up the phone and he looked at me and he goes, "I hope I did the right thing." I was like, "Trusting you, dude." And I remember he was just like in a panic, like, I hope he did the right thing, hope he did the right thing. Next day, got a call from Bob Meyerowitz, says, "Get whatever you want."
I'm sure you've had a lot of memories, obviously. You've had a long and illustrious career, tons of fights, but are there certain memories or matchups, that are up there on the top of your list as far as memorable moments?
I think probably the most recent, me beating Ryan Bader. When I beat Ryan Bader, that was the most emotional thing I think I've ever gone through my whole life. I was so emotional. I was emotional for like a week after. I was still emotional. I still get emotional because of it.
Declaring the winner by tap out due to a guillotine choke, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz.
This is your last fight coming up, UFC 148, and we all want to know where you're going after this. What's going to happen to Tito Ortiz after you walk away from the cage for the last time? Couple rumors floating around. Are you lobbying for a job with the UFC? I think I read that in an interview.
I've mentioned something to Lorenzo,
yeah.
And he says, "We'll see." I just BS a little bit, said something about WWE. I'm a fighter.
You're not gonna go?
I'm a fighter, man. I'm a fighter. My fans would be bummed if I did that.
Chuck Liddell. You guys were friends. You guys, the two of you brought like so much popularity to the sport at an early time, and then of course you had to fight each other. And I think in a recent interview you kind of compared like the Jones-Rashad beef to kind of what you guys went through. But do you ever think there's going to be a day, like, 10 years down the road, you guys are going to just sit and chill and be like, man, those were the days, reminisce?
I hope so. I see Chuck every once in a while, and he says, "Hey, what's up, Tito?" And he's cool to me. His retirement party, I went to it, and he was cool to me. And it just seems like every time a camera comes on that he's, I've never been Tito's friend. And I had pictures of me and him in Japan. I had pictures of me and him up here in Big Bear. And it was just a picture that was painted that was so bad that he started believing himself.
So looking back on your career, is there anything that you would have changed? Say maybe a fight that you didn't take that maybe you, looking back, should have, or someone that you wanted to fight that you didn't have the opportunity to fight?
Because I think I fought everyone in the UFC light heavyweight division at the time. I fought all the tough guys always. I look at it and possibly maybe there should have been some fights that I shouldn't have took, that I did take when I was injured. But once again, I was providing for my family financially, and I took it only because of that. Some decisions are probably, against Dana. I probably should have said some of the things I said, some of the things I should have did. I should have carried myself a little different. And I'm a very emotional guy. and I wear my heart on my sleeve a little too much, I think. It gets me in trouble a lot, but I know I gotta have integrity, and I believe in the things I do, and I don't know, I look at my career, and I think that's probably the only thing, the stuff I said against Dana I probably shouldn't have said, and I know he'll never forgive me, and it is what it is, but I'm just learning, I'm human.